Okay, so there's a lot of talk about, and always has been a lot of talk about, common sense gun laws. The problem with that is that the people who talk about common sense gun laws don't understand anything about guns, whether if it be pistols or AR-15s, etc. Such common sense gun laws as, for example, in New York, you can have a handgun in your house or apartment, but it has to have a lock on the trigger and it has to be in a locked box, and your ammunition can't be in the gun, it has to be separate in another locked box, and all have to be locked. That kind of defeats the purpose of having a handgun in your house. At 4 a.m., someone breaks in, you're not going to get all that stuff together and get everything unlocked to protect yourself. That's not common sense. Other things, such as, I think it's in California, where an AR-15 can't have a pistol grip. It has to have some kind of a weird looking blade almost, where your hand can't wrap all the way around the pistol grip. And if you don't know what it looks like, just Google it. California compliant AR-15. Why would you not want a better grip on your firearm? Why would you not want to be able to hold it more firmly, more securely when you're shooting it? It's going to make it a little more inaccurate, a little more unstable, and it's dangerous. That's not common sense. There's lots of these common sense gun laws, that just don't make any sense. Like in New Jersey, for example, another one with the ammo. Even the cops aren't allowed to have a hollow point. They have to carry, and the average person, if they can even get a gun in New Jersey, much less carry it, has to have full metal jacket. That makes no sense. Full metal jacket, say a 9mm, the big bad, the new 9mm round that will blow you in half or go through you and blow big holes in you and everything. That's the first things that liberals are always saying about any gun. Oh, it does this. Oh, it does that. It's a gun. It's bullets. It's going to do damage. It's supposed to stop a threat. But anyway, back to the bullet. A 9mm bullet, full metal jacket, will go through, is more likely to go through someone and into someone else, an innocent bystander, or through the wall if you miss someone breaking into your house. A hollow point is designed to hit the target, cause more damage, thus stopping the attacker with a knife who's going to rape and murder you or something, and not go through that person. It's just common sense if you know anything about ballistics, and it's easy to look up. FBI as well as other gun sources. But those kinds of laws and those kinds of rules are not common sense. And those are things created by, notice, liberal states. New York, California, New Jersey. Stupid things. Things that are not common sense. So when they talk about, things like taking away someone's rights, Second Amendment right, because like a rifle, you can be 18 right now, as of now, and to buy a rifle. But they want to take that right away. The problem is, these are the people who make these common sense gun laws. It'll be 18 today, tomorrow it'll be 21, then it'll be 25, and before you know it, it'll only be common sense to not have a rifle, or a 9mm handgun, the most common round out there anywhere. Because, as Joe Biden said, a 9mm goes through someone. What was it he said? It goes through them and blows out them a big hole. And he said something about an AR-15 5.56 round can actually cut someone in half. Why would anybody take these people serious? They know nothing about firearms, they know nothing about ballistics, and they don't even try to look it up. And it's been pointed out many times, by many people who know better. And stop calling it common sense, because it's stupid sense. There's no common sense in anything they want to do, hardly. My point is, why would you want to give these people the opportunity to take your rights away, to whittle them down? First, it's 18 years old. Okay, we'll make it 21. That's fair. You can't drink a beer at 21, so why should you be able to buy a high-powered rifle at 21? Which it's not a high-powered rifle. It's a varmint round. And it's not going to cut anyone in half. It's really not even used that much in the 223 5.56 for hunting deer, because the deer will suffer, most likely, if you do hit it. It has to be a very good shot, a lucky shot mostly. You can use it for that, but it's preferred to use a 30-06 or something like that, a higher powered round, not a varmint round. But that's the point. If we let them whittle down our Second Amendment rights with common sense gun laws, before you know it, we're all going to have these pistol blades on our AR-15. Won't even have an AR-15. You'll have some kind of a rifle, maybe. But they'll just keep whittling it down and making it so ridiculous and so hard. Like another common sense gun law in California. You can own a Glock Generation 3 because it's on a roster that the state government allows you to have. But you can't have a Gen 4 or a Gen 5. Now look up the differences if you don't know. Most of you probably do. The differences between Gen 3, 4, and 5 Glocks. There's not much. Where's the common sense? We've got to stop saying, okay, we'll give you our bump stock thing because I don't use it, it's not that big of a deal, blah, blah, blah. But that's where it starts. It goes back to that old slippery slope argument. And there's good points to be made in that. We see them doing it all the time, right in front of us. You can't let them have an inch, because they will take a foot. Think about the common sense gun law. What would be the common sense in this? Okay, school shootings. All right. Let's take away AR-15s, even though they're hardly used in school shootings. Pistols are used a lot. That'll be next. Slippery slope. But think about this. The people who want common sense gun laws, common sense gun reform, argue that they don't want teachers or law enforcement in schools with AR-15s to protect your children. But who's the school going to call? Those very same people, if something happens. So now they have to get there to, I guess, to line the chalk and the yellow tape, because it takes time to get there. Then they got to figure out who's who, where to go, blah, blah, blah. You know, they can be there in minutes, but in seconds, people are dying. Children are dying. But common sense liberals, gun law liberals, don't want those officers that's going to be called to come there with their rifles to already be there. And obviously, the reason is because they don't want the children seeing good guys with rifles, AR-15s, and associate that growing up thinking, well, good guys can have guns. What's wrong with guns? That's the real reason why they don't want AR-15s in schools. Let's face it, if they truly didn't believe that AR-15s should be in schools or armed police officers in general, they wouldn't call them to come there. So they don't believe that. They just don't want the children growing up seeing the rifle is not such a bad tool. Again, liberals with their common sense. Meanwhile, they're teaching kids reading Lawn Boy to children in schools and our public libraries. But we got to stop giving them an inch. They keep going and going and going. Before you know it, you don't have a ruler to measure anything. All right, like, share, and subscribe. Thanks a lot. Bye.